Welcome to another episode of Chaddy Issues, a podcast about life as it really is, the messy parts, the funny parts, the moments that break you, and the ones that somehow put you back together again. This isn't a show about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions about growth, perspective, resilience, and the stories we carry with us, whether we're ready for them or not. Here we talk openly about work, relationships, loss, purpose, and everything between, because life doesn't come at us in neat chapters, and neither do we. Today's a very, very special one for me. I've been nervous, but not this nervous, and you'll find out exactly why very shortly. My guest today is someone who has a constant presence in my life for over 35 years. He was my first boss back when growing up was still very much in progress. Over the decades, that working relationship turned into a friendship that has survived careers, families, wins, failures, and everything life decided to throw our way. We stayed in touch through the good times and the very worst times. And it's important to say this plainly. This man has endured the unimaginable. He lost 3 children to cancer, one after the other. A level of grief that as a father, and generally most people just cannot comprehend. Yet he continues to show up, to love, to reflect, and to live with honesty and heart for everyone else around him, his family, and last of all, himself. This podcast exists because of that depth of experience, because when someone has walked through that kind of pain and is still willing to talk about life with openness, humility, and even humor, it matters. There's wisdom there you can't get from books or sound bites. So when you listen to Chaddy Issues, you're not just hearing stories, you're hearing decades of lived experience, hard-earned perspective, and real conversations about what it means to keep going. Hamad Latife, thank you, and
thanks
welcome.
for having me, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Issues.
Thanks for those kind words.
Johnny, thanks for coming in today. And I just want to mention something I come across this week. This podcast is really a reminder. If you're not happy with your situation, your looks, your wealth, whatever it is you're not happy with, look around and you'll very soon be happy. Hamad, we first met when I was 13, 14, 15. Tell me something that I've forgotten about that you remember.
Oh, so much I can tell you. My best experience from you, Chad, or when we first met and all that, was the time that we played soccer. Soccer was the best thing ever. Chad thought he was Maradona, and he called himself Charadona. And all he wanted to do is kick people in the head. That's how good he was at it.
I'm not proud of that stuff. Yeah, definitely wasn't a good soccer player. Nor
Even after 30 years, what I still call you?
Chaddy. It's true. Yeah, it's true. Thank you, brother. So, and did you ever imagine we'd still be in touch?
100%. That's the honest truth.
It means a lot to me, bro.
Yeah.
How did becoming someone's first boss shape the way you led people? Because it wasn't just myself. It was Mickey. It was Con. It was Nelma. It was Steve. It's like you were running a posse of riffraff.
Not so much. Wasn't so much a boss, man. I left that up to all my brothers and all that. I just want to be a friend. And I believe if you're friends with people, you can get the best out of them as well. Don't have to be a boss, you know what I mean? Not everybody likes their bosses. So being a friend, you guys would have done anything for me like I would have done for you guys as well.
I must admit, I did like your style, even though when I ran amok, you knew how to put me back in line. And to date, I have never seen anyone work as fast as this guy on a supermarket floor in my life. So, it was just your element, What did you learn about yourself in those early years being in a family business?
Mate, had to grow very fast. Like when we went there, I was 17 years old. We had 60 staff. So as soon as we got there, they got rid of the manager. My brother gives me the Telstra machine, which is the ordering machine. He goes, "You're in charge." I know what he's talking about. So I had to learn that very quickly as well. You know what I mean? Even managing people is very hard.
There were hard times, but good times.
There were good times, yeah. Because all my brothers and I got along really well. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people can work with 5 other brothers and all that. And we had a great understanding and all that.
And Williamstown was probably the best back then, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Yeah. It isn't what it is now. Like people look at it now and think, oh, Williamstown, wow. When I first went there, they had more commission flats than Fitzroy and Carlton. They had more gangs than any other place in the city and all that. And they cleaned it all up and all that. And it was, if you were born in Williamstown, you die in Williamstown.
True. John, to give you an idea, we would finish on a Thursday night often. So you got 3 15-year-olds, myself, Mickey, Norm, and maybe even Steve, and we go to the Yacht Club Hotel. We play pool till about midnight and then walk home back to Newport.
What time was work starting?
Work started at 5.
Yeah, that's up. Yeah, they were at school all
The
that.
best
Yeah.
part, my parents had no clue where we were, mate. We,
That-
we didn't
yeah.
get picked up. We didn't get dropped off. Nothing. Nor did we expect it.
Yeah, different times though, yeah.
You know, yeah, nor did we expect it. So you've been in business your entire life. What's the biggest lesson or experience that business teaches you that a lot of things can't?
I reckon friendship, man. To me, that's been the most important thing and all that. Whatever business that you've done and all that.
You got to be good with people.
Yeah, you have to be
Yeah,
with
it's true.
people and all
'Cause
that.
every dollar you make doesn't just fall out of the sky. It has to come from someone.
That is true and all that. And the thing about me is, I reckon I'm still friends with most people that I've ever worked with and all that. I've still got friends from high school.
It's interesting because with my business back when it was pumping pre-COVID, I remember, Hamad, I was very good at getting the customer and not letting them down, right? Now, what does not letting them down mean? So even though I didn't agree what they were saying, what they were doing, I had a mentality: lose the sale, but don't lose the customer. Keep them happy. When you got staff and you then hand that customer over to them, it's different. They're not as invested in it, and one little conversation, the customer's gone.
Yeah, that's true, Chad. But look at yourself, right? You've been friends with all the people that you're dealing with now. You've known them for 30 years and all that. Even with the times that you worked for Peter's Ice Cream and all that, everybody remembers you from those days, and you stayed with them, and that's how everything.
That's how we are, yeah. And you know what? Honestly, Hamad, if I wouldn't change that. A lot of people are focused on money or all this. No, I wouldn't change that. Yeah.
Let's not talk about money,
Yeah.
please. I reckon that's the last thing we want to talk about.
Okay. What was your first job, John?
My first job actually was down Melbourne Airport, but
Doing what?
worked with the customs freight forwarding.
Did you? So did I.
Yeah, right.
Air freight or sea freight? Air freight?
Started as air freight, went into sea freight, and jumped ship, I reckon 2 years into it. But it's one of those sort of gigs that you'll go around in circles. You can go and do like all the university degrees and crap, and it was just a very average pay packet at the end. And something told me within that I'm okay with people. So I literally threw in 3 jobs at the time, and I started in real estate. Funny you guys talk about like historically what you remember from whoever way back when. In the last 24 hours, God's honest truth, if I got my phone, I'd show you this. I had a mate of mine buy a house off me 20 odd years ago. He goes, Johnny, look what I've just found when cleaning out the garage. They found the original write-up of the ad
Oh, nice.
and a copy of the contract with my business card and Dominic Bartolo's card stapled to it. This is 20 years ago, right? And then one of the other guys I worked with sent me through, because, I've just jumped ship.
Yeah.
So I've sort of come full circle. Like 16 years ago, I was with a group of guys. I've gone and done other things, come back to them. Still in real estate.
Yeah.
And just this morning, they sent me a photo. We're at someone's wedding. And it's me, this particular guy, 16, 17 years ago. And it's like, wow. There is currency to looking after people. You don't look after them like a transaction. They almost pick, look, that's how we met, man.
Yeah.
And we've spoken
just so
about
you
that.
know, I was looking for a house for my brother, but I actually never bought a house off John. John was showing me a house. We just hit it off and stayed in touch. Later on, we realised why God aligned us, similar stories with family and stuff.
Yeah.
Hamad, at some point, life shifts from building to enduring. You've had a rough, say, 10, 15 years, you'd say.
It's been 20 years now.
Talk me through it. Talk me through it.
Mate, it was a really rough time in my life and all that. It was 2007. My son got sick. He was 9 years old. And they told us he got cancer. My mind couldn't comprehend, the thing, cancer. What's that? You know what I mean? It's very, very hard and all that. Went through a very, very hard time. He lasted 9 months. His story is he's the only guy that doctors know about. He got his cancer grew while they're doing radiation. It's unheard of. Even around the world, it's unheard of that somebody's doing radiation, because radiation kills the good cells and the bad cells. The doctor called me up on a Sunday. She goes, I got bad news. I go, what are you talking about? She goes, the cancer grew while they're doing radiation. So 9 months later, he passed away. He was 9 years old. I got my first tattoo of my son. I got this one here. His name was Minzir. So I got the first tattoo. His youngest brother was 7 years old at the time. He was crying day and night for his brother. And he kept on coming up to me, when are you going to get a tattoo of me? I go, never. 2 years later, he got diagnosed with cancer as well, the same tumour and all that. It lasted 9 months and he passed away as well. So I ended up getting a tattoo of him as well.
So identical, almost.
Identical, yeah. People thought they
Time
were
frame, age, almost.
almost the same.
Like a
People thought
switch.
they were twins and all that, yeah, and all that.
My God.
And while I was going through that, my daughter was 14 years old. She got cancer as well. And she was clear for 10 years, no problem whatsoever. And the thing came back to her as the same as the boys, what she had as well, what they had as well at the time, which is brain tumour. And 3 years later, after 4 or 5 operations, she passed away as well. She was 28 years old. And she was the type of person, Chad will tell you, she loved life. Everybody loved her, and she actually loved life. There's not one person that can say one bad thing about her and all that. Like, we still remember her and all that. Yeah, she was amazing. She was an angel. You know how they say the angels? She was an angel. There's not one person that didn't love her.
I'm trying to tread very carefully here. I put myself in a situation, but to help others and all of us moving forward, how do you, I just want to extract what's going to help others in this. How do you break the news to your first son?
That he's got cancer? Oh man, that was hard. We didn't actually tell him. All we said to him, look, you've got a ball in your head. We never mentioned the word cancer, never mentioned death or anything like that. So you have to keep it simple for him not to, you know what I mean? Because we don't know what he's going through. Even towards his last day, whether he knew he was going to pass away or whatever, we didn't know that.
He's 9.
So he was 9 years old.
9 years of age. How do you explain it?
Believe it or not, right, I swear to God, when I tell the story, people look at me like they're amazed and all that. He passed away not as a 9-year-old. So imagine this bed here, he filled up the whole bed. He was actually never spoke a word of Arabic or only English because school or whatever and all that. But when he passed away, he was speaking fluent Arabic. And people don't believe it. Like, people ask you, how are you? Kids will say good. He used to say, thank God, as an example. You know what I mean? Are you all right? Thank God. That's all he used to say and all that. My family and I, not one person ever said, why us? Not allowed to. Just all we do is say, alhamdulillah, thank God and all that, and that's it. I got to tell you a story, Chad. I was in the milk bar when my son passed away and my other son was sick, at the time and all that. I had junkies used to come into the shop and all that, like regular customers. St. Albans was full of them and all that. They'd all say, you're such a good guy. Why did this thing happen to you? I go, God loves me. And they go, what are you talking about? I go, God actually loves me because he's tested me to see whether I'm still going to believe in God or not. I go, look at yourself as a junkie. You know what I mean? You got nowhere to eat. You got still to eat. You got nowhere to sleep. You do whatever. You steal, you do whatever and all that. God is leaving you on earth to punish you. The good, that's why they say the good die young for that reason, all that. Because the ones that are staying there, say people that are sick and they lasted a long time, that's punishment. And the ones that are sick as well, right? You're sick, they give you medicine. But the family they can't do nothing for it. They go through the pain. And that's the biggest thing ever, man.
Hamad, I genuinely believe in what you're saying is true. I actually believe, like, see, when you're a kid trying to comprehend this stuff and how God works or life works, first of all, you don't really care because, your expiry date is a little further away, if you want to call it. But as you grow older and you reflect and you hear other people's stories and good people dying young and the shit people sticking around forever, I actually believe there's something in that. I genuinely believe there's something in that. And I'll tell you what else I believe. I believe when you're a good spirit, your spirit never leaves. It always stays. On it. And I genuinely believe when you're a shit person, when you've caused so much harm to everyone, you're gone. And like you said, he will keep you there right to the end, almost like at the casino. No more bets. You sure no more bets like at the casino? He will keep you right to the end to test you. That's my genuine belief.
I don't know. Do you guys believe in ghosts or spirits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got-
I got to tell this little
yeah.
story, right? We got together, all my family, at my brother's house. My oldest brother, he's like my dad. I lost my dad when I was 3 years old. So we're all at my brother's house, and the light kept on flickering. The lights kept on flickering, all that. My daughter gets a job at City West Water, my oldest daughter. She wasn't married at the time. She gets a job down there and all that. And the girl sits next to her. She goes, let me tell you, you know, like about your past or spirits or whatever and all that. My daughter goes, get lost. We don't believe in stuff like that. She goes, look, I'm going to tell you a story whether you believe it or not. She goes, you were at your uncle's house not long ago? She goes, so yeah. She goes, everybody was there. She goes, so still doesn't know her, just met her and all that. She goes, so yeah. She goes, was the light coming on and off? She goes, so yeah. She goes, it was Minzed. He was laughing at you. My daughter, like, we don't believe in it. Yeah, he was mucking around laughing at us, kept on turning the light off and all that. We didn't know what was
Was that
going on.
something he used to do back when we played?
Man, he was, how can I tell you? He was very, very quiet, but he was cheeky at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, this kid was amazing. He'd sit by himself. He didn't care about going anywhere. Didn't care if hanging around with friends or whatever. But he was cheeky in his own way and all that. But the other guy, Milad, his younger brother, he was on another level, man. When he was in hospital, he practically ran the ward. Like, everybody knew my dad was there. You know what I mean? And all that. Everybody knew he was a Collingwood supporter. So the doctors and nurses and whatever, they decked out his whole room, all full of Collingwood and all that. Everybody would come in, they'd know that's my dad's room. Never shared a room with anybody, always had his own room and all that, but he was cheeky.
So how long from diagnosis?
9 months.
The same.
9 months, yeah. Exactly the same. People thought they were twins at the time.
Seems to be the number, doesn't it?
Yeah, 9 months they lasted.
I know your mentality with dealing with grief. Obviously, the wife took it differently.
She was bad, and she's still bad up to now. She got really sick and all that.
And by the way, the most beautiful person on the planet.
Thank you. And she got really bad depression. And when her anxiety hits, forget about it. We end up in hospital straight away.
For what it's worth, man, I've lost a couple of cousins, right? Now,
Sorry
I
to hear
can't...
that, man. Sorry.
No, this is over the years. It's just, you know, when you're sort of that third person perspective, you're sort of watching what it's like, yeah? Now, I can't relate to obviously that, but it's like for women, it's different. Because I noticed that my aunties, 2 different aunties, never the same.
Yeah, my wife.
They never recovered, man. You know, it's just, yeah.
We're supposed to be the backbone, yeah? We're supposed to... They look up to us, so we have to be strong for them, yeah?
No.
I get it, but it's
Imagine
more
that.
that eternal thing within them as well.
Yeah, sorry, you don't get close to them, man. The power that they got and the strength that they got, you don't get close to it. I couldn't be in the room. When my son was passing away, I could not be in the room. She'd say, go outside. He'd be having a seizure. He'd be having a seizure, jumping up and down the bed and all that, and she was there right next to him. I wasn't there. I was there when he passed away. Like, I was with him when he passed away, but the time that he was going through, whatever he was going through, I couldn't be in the room, man.
It was her.
She used to say, go outside.
How did tragedy change the way you see time?
Oh, that's a funny question. Because you don't, how can I tell you? I love life. I love life. You know what I mean? It's just great. You know, what you got is absolutely amazing and all that. But if I was to die tomorrow, I would not care.
Same, yeah.
I would not care.
Same, yeah.
Wouldn't bother me. Like, that's the last thing on my mind. Death doesn't scare me at all.
So one of my favourite sayings, and I always say, 2 things. The samurai say, keep death near you always. And the ancient Greeks say, death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. Now, honestly, like, as a father of 3 kids, you think about it a lot, yeah? I think about that stuff, and you just got to say, alhamdulillah for everything.
Exactly.
And by the way, the word alhamdulillah, it literally means thanking God in Arabic. But I'll tell you now, like, as a Muslim, when we say it, it literally takes pain away. Like, it doesn't matter how bad life is for us, we always say thank God. And I think there's big power in that. Like, for me, every time I was hurting, I'd always say alhamdulillah. And it's actually soothing.
Yeah.
You know, it relieves the pain, you know. You still got to deal with the reality of life. But, you know, it just takes the edge off when you have some sort of belief in a higher power. What do people get wrong about grief?
What did they go wrong about grief? It's funny, I got to think about this, right? People know there's death exists, right? Everybody has to die and all that. But when the time comes, they never deal with it. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows, like imagine if we had a time, like a watch on, it says, you know, you got 9 hours left or you got 3 months left or whatever, and you pass away. You just pass, whether you come back or not, it's a different story and all that. But people can't actually, when it happens, you know what I mean? They can't actually, how can I assess it or process it? It's very, very hard.
We all do that.
Yeah. Look, I see this thing on Facebook all the time, all right? It says, oh, you're crying about me when I'm dead. The guy dies, everybody cries for him and all that. He goes, when I was alive, you don't ask about me. So you only grieve for me or whatever. And grief is only for people not the closest thing to you and all that. Sorry, I could lose my best friend tomorrow. I'll grieve for a couple of days. Then life will go on. It's not like if you lose a son, it stays with you. Believe me, I got to tell you a story, all right? When he passed away, I had a milk bar. So I had the TV right there, the counter and everything there. I had a photo of him, grown man, yeah. Every time I'd look at the photo, I would cry like a little baby.
Yeah, I get it.
I would cry like a little baby till I took the photo away. You know what I mean? All that. Then when my second son passed away, everybody was worried about me. You know what I mean? I couldn't share a tear. Could not share a tear. I was upset. I was sad. Everything like that. I couldn't believe that happened to me. I could not share. They were all worried about me. That something was wrong. That I couldn't share a tear for
To
it.
a point where you can't cry anymore. You cried that much.
Look, I'll tell you something, right? I've gone through life now, probably for the last 20 years and all that, where I don't feel anything. Like, to me, it's normal. You know what I mean? You're my best friend, all right? You could end up in hospital. I'd feel bad for probably an hour. Let's just say that much. But it's not, I go home and to me, it's nothing. You know what I mean?
You say you're desensitized?
More or less, yeah. Yeah, I don't feel pain.
And that's a protection mechanism.
Yeah, you have to.
I get it.
That's the honest truth, guys. Honestly, I don't, like I tell people, they would think like I'm going overboard or whatever. I don't actually feel anything.
It could be mistaken in the wrong way, but I get what you're saying. At some point, you know, it's like, for example, a war movie, all right? You see like a war movie I watch, and there's like some soldier in it, and he's young and scared and all that, you know, scared of everything, won't even pull the trigger. And into the movie, he becomes the biggest savage. He's become desensitized to it, you know what I mean?
I know, to me, like, I don't know, it's very hard to explain, man. It's very hard to explain. Like, it's like you had a heart and you don't actually have a heart anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, you know me when we're growing up, yeah? Never liked fighting and all that, but I don't feel anything at the moment.
Yeah,
Besides God, honest truth, I don't feel anything at all.
I
don't feel anybody and all that. You know,
I actually know where it's coming from.
I'm a human, you're a human. I can hurt you, you can hurt me. I don't actually fear anybody.
Tell you what I think. The average person is going to get to maybe bury their parents, yeah? Like, look at the forms of grief we're likely to go through at like life expectancy. It's a rare story that you know, look, they say you're not supposed to bury your kids. So that's quite the apprenticeship in those emotions. Now, to go through something like that naturally, I mean, I can't even fathom. I'm still trying, the gears are turning in my head here, what that would be like, yeah? And God bless him.
I actually tried this morning.
Just everything's there.
This morning
in the park.
is really sinking in for me. So I wanted to find a word that actually describes your situation. And I didn't know this word this morning. It's veloma. Someone's been velomed. So veloma is when someone's had a death against the natural order. So a father losing a son. It wasn't enough for me to say it's a tragedy. It is a tragedy, but this is, when it's against natural order, it's something that most of us will never fathom. Just to help others, what helped you personally when the unthinkable happened? Like how did you deal with it?
Family. Family is the most important thing, and I've got heaps of them. I've got 5 brothers, I've got 3 sisters, I've got hundreds of nephews and nieces, and we're very, very tight-knit. You'd know that, Chad, as well.
Yeah.
Family helps you. That's the only way you get through it and all that.
Grassroots.
Yeah. Look, the other thing is, my brothers say to me, you know, like they'd see me upset and all that, they'd say, oh, we were with you the whole time. I said, yes, you were with me the whole time, but you used to go home. So everything happens at night. You used to go home, you know, even while we're going through treatment or whatever, they were with me all day, all night or whatever, but I go to them the end of the night, you go home. And so many times used to get up in the middle of the night, take them to the rush them to the hospital without anybody even, to me it became normal. It's normal pay of living. You know, she's in pain, you rush her to hospital. Call an ambulance, you go. Brothers and sisters didn't know nothing about it. They used to hear a week later, oh, why didn't you tell me? I'm not going to call you every time. To me, that's part of my life. Like, that's part of my life. You know what I mean? I can't keep on calling people saying, I'm in hospital, I'm in this and I'm in that.
You give me flashbacks to when, like, my children would be born. Obviously, you go into the hospital for a couple of days for something positive, and that drive home alone was tiring from it. So I can only imagine what those drives would look like for you. How do you honour your children today?
Oh, mate, just their memories, I suppose. Memories, mate. Whatever we do, like I told you, like, bought the house with the swimming pool now and all that. The other day we were talking, me and my wife and all that, cleaned up the whole area, had the umbrellas up, you know, looked like you were in Bali and all that. It's really nice. We had the music on. My wife goes to me, imagine if Renine, that's the girl, she was here now, she would have loved this. And I had all my nephews come over in the afternoon. She would, like, that was her life. She loved nothing more than entertaining this girl and all that. She had this ability to drag people together. And very few people in life can do that. She took 75 people to Sydney. Her last trip was, all right, she wanted to do a road trip to Sydney. We hired a bus. We drove the bus. She dragged 75 people to Sydney. We stayed in the same motel. People were amazed and all that. And we traveled everywhere, Chad, in this bus. We went to Bondi, all right? We went in this bus. We parked it. Imagine 75 Arabs jumping out of the bus and all that. You know,
I'd be happening now.
Yeah. So she also used to love Bondi Rescue. So what we did, we knocked on the door. They got scared. The guys, they got scared and all that. And they go, what do you want? Go, look, this is our story. The girl, she loves you guys. All we want to do is take some photos and all that. Finally, they all came out, took photos with them. But at the start, they got scared 75 Lebos, you know what I mean? Hopping out of a bus. Yeah.
That would have been something.
Well, mate, that trip was a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I swear, like, everybody, even like it's been 7 years now, everybody still talks about that trip.
We spoke about your beliefs, your faith, and your understanding of life. But what really surprised you about yourself, if you look back at what you've been through?
Oh, it's easy, Chad, man. It's your belief.
Yeah.
All you do,
You don't have,
like,
Hamad, when everything collapses, if you don't have faith, what do you have?
got nothing. All, like you said, if you want to feel better about yourself, doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, Christian, whatever. All you do, God's not asking anything of you. God, all he's saying to you is for you to thank me for what I provided for you. And that's all you need to do. Whether, it doesn't matter what religion they are. If everybody can read, you know, the Bible and read the Quran or whatever, it all says the same thing.
They're very similar.
They're all very similar. Oh, God doesn't need you, man.
Yeah.
God doesn't need anything from you. You know what I mean? You should be grateful that you got your eyes, that you can see, that you can hear, that you can smell, that you're walking. Imagine you see somebody that can't walk. How simple is life? You walking, it's simple. And all God is asking you is to say, thank God. Nothing else, nothing less.
That's something I've always had from a young age. I'm not
You know,
a lot, but
You know, the funniest story is rich people. We go back to the story about rich people. When people are rich, they say, you know what they say? I made millions of dollars. No, you didn't. God gave you the, you know, millions of dollars and all that to see what you're going to do with it. Are you going to support anybody? Are you going to help anybody? But the first thing that they do when they got their millions of dollars is they want to be above everybody. They want to look down on people, even people that know where you came from. I'm sure you two got friends, you know what I mean? They were poor and they got rich or whatever, or the vice versa.
Don't know them these days, man.
Yeah.
Because their true form.
Oh, shows up.
Now that they've got the ability to be who they really are, it's like, man, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell my family all the time, this thing in Lebanese, right? It's called respect, yeah? And that your family or people that you know only respect you if you got money. You are treated differently if you don't have money. And you probably don't notice it. But if you have a close look at it, are your closest people to you, that's exactly how it is. I'll tell you something. I had money, Chad knows, I had heaps of money. And I made a lot of money and all that. I got nothing at the moment. I've got a house that I live in, I've got a car, and I got my daughter with my grandkids living with me. But I'm grateful for everything that I got. But I've seen people how they changed.
But you're rich. In
I'm
other
rich.
ways.
I sleep at night.
Yeah.
I
you're
sleep
rich.
at, they don't sleep at night. You know what I mean? Chad and I always talk about, you know what I mean, that we wish we had money, or if there's a scam that we can do and all that. We talk about it for about 2 seconds, I reckon. That's about it. But Money's
I'm
not.
gonna touch on something real quickly, and you're right. And I've had these own thoughts in my own space. Again, when the lights go out, you got your own thoughts running. I've had millions and I've had nothing. I've been my happiest form with less.
Oh, 100%.
And it's actually almost an addiction to the point. I mean, I'm in this rage at the moment where I'm like, shit, I haven't worn those chinos for like 2 years. I wore them 3 times. Donate them. We went past Pete's place yesterday. He's doing a clean out. His sons, they're Balkans. They're going to grow quick. So his 5th year birthday present, the push bike, he's 6, mate. He's already outgrown it. It was in a heap out the front. I go, bro, that's a waste. So bring it here. So I took it to the Salvos yesterday, right? So I'm in this path now where I'm actually stripping back my life.
Feels so much better.
It's cleansing.
But you have to go through it to understand it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like, let's say you've never owned a nice car, right? You go, really want that nice car. You get it. What happens? What happens after a couple of weeks?
30 seconds into it, it's like, what have I done?
So
Yeah.
I don't like. I actually don't understand how people live in those big mega mansions. To me, that like it's got to be an ego thing.
All right,
It's got to be like your ego.
Bro, I had one.
Such a no. I'm talking like the shopping centers, like 300
yeah, okay.
squares and all that.
Not Wintervale. No.
Chad, I'll tell you a story. Sorry to interrupt you and all that. First house my wife and I built, all right, was in Regency. So a 50 square home on a 1,000-meter block. Couldn't fill up the block. So I put a massive swimming pool in there, huge entertainment area. Like the only time I've had my family, talking about family and relatives all over for New Year's Eve. Well, this place was just so huge and all that. After my son passed away, I was like, when you live it in it, you feel alive, yeah? Because everything is big, so your heart and your eyes see everything big and all that. If you live in something like this, you feel like, again, you're suffocated all the time. You know what I mean? Go to my wife, look, I don't want it anymore. You know, my daughter got sick there, my son got sick, passed away there, I don't want it anymore. I swear this property, Chad, I gave it away for nothing. 3 families, Indians bought it for 640. That's going 2001. They paid nothing for it. It's worth 2-3 million at the moment and all that. We went and lived in a house, how can I tell you, I swear, just double the size of this. And that was the happiest we've been for a very, very long time.
Hamad, so you know our story, right? We had 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, swimming pool, all that bullshit. Now we're in a house with 1 bathroom. I'm actually sleeping in the lounge room at the moment.
Nice.
And we've never been happier.
I'm telling you, yeah, so true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just temporary, we know that, but we've never been happier. I'm telling you, we feel such a relief, right? Yeah, look, how do you define strength? If you had, like, who would you call someone that's strong, or how would you describe someone as, what's strength mean to you?
Oh my God. It's the actual belief in God. That's what, honestly, I don't know how to put it any other way. It's your belief, you know what I mean, and all that. Like, you know what God's done for you and you're grateful for what he's done for you. And if you think about him at your worst time, you feel so much better.
Oh, 100%.
We go back to the same word that you're saying. It's alhamdulillah, thank God and all that. You actually feel relieved. You actually feel relieved. And the other thing you got to go through life is you could never say, why me? Not allowed to say why.
Hamad,
It doesn't
I
exist.
swear to God, when I was going through my shit, I never once said, why me? I wanted to know how did I get here so I don't make the same mistake later on. That's the most thing.
It's not your fault, mate.
Yeah.
Life is, you think that it's your fault.
Yeah.
Look, I've got to tell you a story. It might sound like, I don't know, it might not sound right to you and all that. One of my closest friends came up to me and he goes to me after the kids passed away and all that. He goes, God is punishing you. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, God is punishing you for your sins. I go, okay, I'm with you 100%. For my sins, he's punishing me. What's my wife got to do with it? What's the kids that have passed away got to do with it? What's my other daughter got to do with it? All right, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Doesn't matter what you are. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you're Jewish, whatever that you are. You know what I mean? All that.
Family or friend?
A friend, a family and friend. You know what I mean? All that. And I looked at him like, look, we got this saying, all right, is that whatever you do wrong, you're going to get punished for it. God's going to punish you.
100%.
Not so much punish you for it. Whether you're still alive.
It's noted. Yeah.
Either while you're still alive, you're going to have a hard time, or you can get punished.
It's sitting in the data center. Sitting in the data center waiting to be
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Accountability.
Yeah,
all that.
accountability to that to
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And he said, this guy said to me, I got to understand. I don't care that you want to hurt my feelings. It doesn't bother me, but you can't keep on saying stuff like that. How does it, like, I know I did wrong. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? No one's perfect.
No one
I
is.
know what I did wrong. Look, each person to themselves, like you said, you'd be sleeping at night in your own room, you think about everything that happened to you in life. You know if you did something
Look
really
at you
wrong.
start turning, yeah.
Exactly. If you did wrong by your brother or your family, what you know exactly all that. But how does that affect your family?
Yeah.
What's your wife got to do with your mistakes, or your kids with your mistakes, or your cousin with your mistakes? They're your mistakes.
The flow-on effect.
Yeah. But God also says, all right, God tells you, right, we'll go back to it. Doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim or Christian, yeah? It says the same thing, that you'll only get punished for what your sins are. Nothing to do with, I'm not responsible for Chad. I can tell Chad about the right from wrong, but it's up to him and all that. And we've got this other saying as well, right? If Chad's doing something wrong and he doesn't know it's wrong, God's not going to say, punish him for it, or it's his sin and all that, till he finds out, till I come up to Chad and say, hey, Chad, listen, what you're doing is wrong. In God's eyes, it's wrong. Then God, he knows now that it's wrong. He keeps on doing it. That's a sin. That becomes a sin. But before it wasn't a sin because Chad didn't know that it was a sin. He thought it was normal.
Awareness.
Whether it is that you want to call
Awareness,
it.
yeah. So they was aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it becomes a choice to
It
keep
becomes
repeating.
a choice how he wants to go. Whether it's drugs, whether it's sin, whether it's robbing, whatever that you want to call it, you know what I mean, and all that. A lot of, like I said, we go back to the same thing that you keep on talking about. When you're by yourself, everybody knows what they've done wrong by anybody.
Just on that friend or relative that said, "Oh, you're getting punished," I'd probably look at it a different way. I wouldn't say punished. I'd say tested, and it's probably your faith that got tested.
Well, that's
Yet here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the testament to the actual lesson is what I'm seeing right now, and I've known you for 5 minutes. I don't know many people could actually have that mindset. Yeah. Like seriously, Chad, of all the people we've met, how many are built for stuff like that?
This is a one.
I'm not.
This
Tell it
is
straight up.
a very, very unique story.
Yeah.
And just on that, what's your message on anyone to anyone right now, like direct message that's going through deep loss?
Mate, you just got to keep your faith. You just got to keep your faith. Believe me. That's what God says to you. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else, man.
You've never been. You're.
I'm not a religious person.
No.
They're like that.
Even
or,
drinking,
and all that.
never really big.
No.
Were you ever tempted to start hitting that at some point?
Never. No, never. Even like drugs. Never done drugs. I don't smoke either. Everybody's tried to make me just have a cigarette. I've never tried it. No. It doesn't do nothing for me. Even drugs, like growing up and all that, you know what I mean? I had friends that did it all the time. I was never interested into it.
Where'd you get that mentality from? Your brothers?
Not so much my brothers, man. It's probably my faith. My faith, you know what I mean? All that. Like, I'll tell you something about me. I'm scared of pain. I'm scared of pain, yeah? And I know what...
The worst pain.
Yeah, and I know what God can do for you to remind you. Look, it doesn't matter how, you're working out, you're strong or whatever. God will just do that to you and you'll feel a pain, like unbearable pain. And that scares me the most out of life, to be honest with you. Not because I want to be a fitness fanatic or, I'm going to die tomorrow. I don't care about that. That's the last thing I want. But pain is something that I can't put up with.
Or is it more you think you're scared or you're very conscious of how quickly life can change?
Probably. But I'll go back to it. I reckon I'm scared of pain. I'm actually scared of pain. Like if I get a little, like
You're still here talking
and all that, but
of pain, yeah.
I am scared of pain, mate. Pain scares me more. Like I said, death doesn't scare me. Pain does. Because to me, you're getting punished while you're still alive, more or less, and all that. You know what I mean? All that.
So, given you've been through all that, what's a meaningful life look like to you now?
Mate, enjoy it. Enjoy it, mate. Look, you can enjoy yourself for a whole 12 months and you can tell like thousands of stories about all enjoyment that you had. All you need is one bad news for one day. It will make you forget that whole year that you've had.
It's funny because in COVID, I learned a lot about people had a meltdown because they couldn't go on holiday. To me, first of all, I didn't realize how often people go on holiday.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fire out. Imagine I waited all year to be happy. For me, I don't wait for a holiday. Every day for me is like
a holiday. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my survival mechanism. I don't need anything, Hamad. I don't. Actually, that's probably what saved you and I a lot. We're both very similar in that, like, we're happy sitting around with good people, having a laugh and getting on with it.
Well, I grew up all my life, right? I've never wanted, like, I don't see these cameras say, oh, I wish I had this camera. I don't do that. I never see a car say, I want that car. I don't care about that. Even clothes, like, people laugh at me. I'm a dad, yeah. At home, I'm wearing shorts.
See where I get it
and
from?
all that, and thongs and all that. I go everywhere. My wife and I, we're always fighting. She makes me change all the time because she doesn't like what I wear. I go, but I feel comfortable in wearing this, or I feel comfortable wearing shorts. I live in shorts, yeah.
But men are supposed to be minimalists. Men.
Yeah, but depends on the partner, man. Like she'd be asleep. Like she was asleep when it came in today, and she goes to me, "Oh, you getting filmed, aren't you?" I go to her, "Yeah." She goes, "Change your top." I go, "Give me a break, yeah." I go, "Give me a break."
Came
yeah?
here with a shirt. I would have kicked you out.
Who is this guy?
I don't even wear shirts at court. I don't.
I swear to God, she was asleep. She woke
So
up.
me and court, brother. 3-piece.
Yeah, the nicest people in the world don't need to be told what to do. They just do the right thing. And even with laws, good people don't need laws to behave properly, and bad people always find a way around it. You know, and look, hindsight's a great thing, and this is what this show is also about. It's about the more that people hear these stories, the more they can be better informed when they're dealing with other people and make better choices to allow certain people in your circle. And the good people really don't really ask for anything from you as a friend, or
As a friend, you'd never ask.
yeah,
From
it's,
anybody.
yeah. Isn't it interesting that the shit ones straight away they start asking all the time?
You know, to me, friendship and all that, like you and I, we've been friends for a long time. We've never involved money between, like
Never.
we tried to solve our own problems and all that. I help you with yours, you help me with mine, but I could never bring myself to a friend and say, you know what I mean, I need money, or can I get involved in your business or whatever and all that. If I wanted to make money over the years, Chad will tell you, met so many people, man. Like when we first had the supermarket, it was worth millions of dollars. We were turning over millions of dollars on a monthly basis and yearly basis, you know what I mean, all that. And we met so many people, but I'm the type of person, I could never use anybody, you know what I mean, to get ahead in life. Like I'd struggle, it doesn't matter, but I would never be able to use, you or anybody else and all that. I can't do it.
There's a saying: three classes of men: lovers of honor, lovers of wisdom.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people get ahead. The only way they can get ahead, if he's
gain.
successful or
Through
whatever,
gain, yeah.
I become friends with him and I want to be part of his life. I can get it, you know, in front that way and all that.
That's plug in.
Yeah, and all that. Well, my cousin's the one that I told you about. They got a lot of money. That's how they made all their money. Because
they're
they got
transactional.
involved with people, with money and all that, and God gave them more than whatever. And you go back to it, right? God is only testing them as well. We talk about testing and all that. God is testing to see what they're going to do with it. What are they doing with it?
So who have they helped on the way
Nobody.
through? On the way up, it's just them.
They started there and looking on people more or less. They never looked at, you know, after
Pretty
anybody and all
standard,
that.
man. Yeah.
But I went through times. I'll tell you as mates, yeah. I swear to God, went through times where I had no electricity. They came out and took the fuse from the thing. I couldn't pay my electricity bill. You know what I mean? No one knew about it. I had 5 kids. My son was sick. My daughter was sick. And I would sit down, we'd put candles and sit down and all that.
This is in Australia.
In Australia. Oh, there's so many people in Australia like that. There's people that can't put food on the table for the kids. You would know about them. And they're the ones that we go back to it. They're the ones that live in silence, man.
Yeah.
They actually live in
I've always said,
silence.
Hamad, I've always said, like I said to you before, there's a word in Arabic called shut off. Shut off is your pride.
Yeah, pride.
Like your pride, man, like I'm one of those guys, I just struggle to ask anyone for money. Yeah, I just can't. And there are people who think nothing of it, you know?
Well, every day I pray that I never need to ask anybody for money, because that's the lowest, to me, it's the lowest ever. Because you can't, if I borrow money off you and you see me driving, say, whatever car, you're going to look at me saying, he's using my money. You see me wearing the best clothes ever, he's using my money. I'm embarrassed to see you if I'm wearing something new and I owe you money. So I always pray to God that I never have to, you know what I mean? Like, it's a struggle. I'm not only me, everybody's a struggle, man. Financially, everybody's a struggle.
Your daughter that's living with you now, how's she going, Rudy?
She's not coping to it, man. Imagine raising 2
How old is
kids.
she?
She's 32 at the moment. And the girl is 11 years old and the boy is 9 years old.
Did I say the dad at all?
No.
So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have guys that are dying to see their children, right? Dying. And then you have sperm donors like this bloke and carriers, we'll call them, that just see these. Listen, if someone's abandoned their child and you're struggling to deal with it, I'll tell you, I've done all the research for you. It's because you struggle to deal with it because you have love in you. So you're never going to understand it. These carriers and sperm donors, they've never had love in them. Now, you can still do the right thing and try, but they can't. And that's why they often, or very often, they just disappear. And by the way, to any parent that sends their kid the occasional message, I love you, I miss you, thinking of you all the time, in your deluded head, you know that no one believes a fucking word you say, okay? And guess what? You think the kids believe, but they don't believe shit. And I'll tell you the slowest form of death that awaits people like these people that I'm talking about is the slowest form of death is coming home to an empty apartment, empty wine bottle, and your kids wanting nothing to do with you when you feel like tapping back in. That's what awaits. That's the comfort that a good parent can take, is knowing that there's a universal law of karma that awaits us all.
100%.
Because what I deal with guys that don't see their kids every single day. I'm actually helping one at the moment in New South Wales who just got locked up for a text message. So not best, like, dying to see his kids, mate. So that's what's out there. Anything you want to ask Hamad, Johnny? I know you've been called in late with this one.
No, it's all good, man. Just like I'm processing, yeah? Whilst listening, while just trying to... For me, I relate by, in my mind psychologically, just picturing what that would be like. So just going back, winding back, the candles, no power, kids at home, bullets flying around you as far as life's going around, and you still got through it, right? The gift was amongst all that, you still had your family with you, yeah?
Yeah.
So in contrast to what you just said, here's a bloke, yeah, that still kept it all together. He was still with his family, unlike the ones that had fought for money and go, cool, that's all mine, I'll see you all later, kids and all, fuck yous all, I'm over here doing Maserati stuff or whatever. Like, there's such a humility that comes with your story.
I just hope that people hear this story, just remind themselves just how lucky they are. You know, if it's money you lost, big deal. If your missus left and there's no kids, big deal. This is real pain. This is stuff that, you don't call yourself strong, brother. Believe me, like there's
Thank you.
certain embodiment of strength sitting right next to me that I don't think I've ever seen before.
I'm actually inspired, to be honest.
You know, when I think about Chaddy issues, why Chaddy issues exists, it's conversations like this. This is someone who's been part of my life since I was 15 years old, or even less. My first boss, mentor, and over time family in every way that matters. I've watched him build businesses, lead people, make mistakes, learn, adapt, and keep showing up. And I've also watched him walk through a kind of loss most people can't even imagine. Losing 3 children to cancer, one after the other, there's no lesson that makes that okay, no silver lining that makes it fair. But what does matter is how someone continues to live after that, how they choose to love, how they choose to show up, how they carry both grief and gratitude at the same time. That's what this podcast is about. Chaddy Issues isn't about pretending life is easy or that things work out if you just stay positive. It's about real people, real scars, and real conversations. It's about learning from those who have been tested, not just by business or ambition, but life itself. If there's anything to take from this conversation, it's this: resilience doesn't mean you weren't broken. It means you kept going anyway. And wisdom doesn't always come from success. Sometimes it comes from surviving what should have destroyed you. To everyone listening, this has been one of the hard ones for me. And the flip side is I'm actually very honoured and grateful you to come in.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I hope, as much as this is about your story, your journey, I genuinely hope it helps anyone out there that's going through real pain like this. Johnny?
I'm honoured to have actually been called in today.
Thanks.
It was actually a nice
Appreciate it.
surprise.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it as a win from the bloke upstairs. Just sort of, I think we crossed paths. Everyone's always got something going on, yeah? And then you get the opportunity, in this case, an opportunity, to come across someone that will teach you something when you're not even looking for it. You get me? That little correction that you miss, you need sometimes. And I've just had that this morning. So
Thank you.
it's, like, I'm humbled to have actually met you.
I had to get this story out, John.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to me. Like, one of the things I'm big on is when this show is helping out people that deserve it. And
Yeah.
that's one of my big drivers.
And you know what? I think at the same time too, man, it's a story that people can take a lot from. In your case, you know, we met some amazing people on the way through, and I've been part of the channel almost since its conception, but there's been some real highlights, and like from the bottom of my heart, you know, God bless you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm so grateful to have met you, and I'm so sorry for what you've been through at the same time too. But I think as part of God's work too is getting your story out there, because people will benefit and they'll learn something from you and your circumstances
so. I hope
and
so.
your attitude, which is a big key.
That's the big thing for me. That's why it was so important to get this out.
Amazing.
Hamad,
We finally did a chat anyway.
I want you, Hamad, I'm sure we'll do a lot more. You can ask me anything you like. Any sensitive topic you like, but more importantly than that, I'll let you just wrap it up for us in your way. Anything you want to share with the world that I haven't asked you, or
I think I said it all, man. Thank you. No, I don't think I got anything else to say.
Yeah.
Just be positive, man. Enjoy life. Life is too short, and that's about it.
worry about what matters.
Exactly.
Yeah. To everyone listening, thank you for sitting with us in this, and to you, thank you for trusting me and all of us with your story, Hamad. Yeah, and I hope this has really added value to a lot of people's lives. And think before you draw blood, indulge in it, and bathe in it, for blood never sleeps. Stop inflicting pain. It all starts with us. You know, if you want good things to come around, be good. Very, very
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
If I may. Well, bless you, Allah.
Thanks, man.
Love you, man. Well,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Chad's been trying for a long time, yeah, to get me on. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.